How's it going? Larry Kaplow, consulting producer for House. The title of the episode is Out of the Chute, which I co-wrote with Tommy Moran. House has just broken up with Cuddy, and breaking up with anybody kind of sucks. However, we wanted to do a Houseian twist on that, so what's it look like for House to break up with somebody? Everyone has experienced breakup before, and when Tommy and I were talking about how House dealt with that, we thought about responsibility and what it would be like to absolve yourself of any responsibility. And I guess it's kind of a fantasy just to take out, 10 grand out of your bank, if you even have that much, and just blow it on whatever you want. And that's what House does, because he knows it's going to be painful, and his plan is to make it suck less. House wanted to make the breakup as tolerable as possible. How do you do that? Well, House checks himself into a 5-star hotel and gets everyone to basically kiss his ass. And he does that in House fashion with massages and hookers and room service and games, fun and games. But even fun and games have their limit, and ultimately House has to deal with the reality of that he's alone, and that's hard for him. In any breakup, there's the invariable separation of friends. Who's right, who's wrong, and more often than not, Wilson is House's Jiminy Cricket, but in this case, he actually comes down pretty hard on Cuddy and sides with House, being genuinely concerned for House, thinking that he's taking this pampering way too far. And it's interesting to see how House really doesn't care that much how Wilson feels, and I think that's sort of a celebration of House's freedom, that he can do what he wants in the moment without condemnation or retribution. The episode builds and builds until House realizes that he's alone, and if we pulled it off correctly, we should be nervous for House when he steps out onto the balcony. But in truth, it was his first moment of freedom, and it was powerful to watch. The disappointment in Wilson and the liberation of House in the pool with these celebrating college kids. I think everyone watching this episode, once House ends up in the pool, is, and rightfully so, should be afraid where this is going to go. We're not quite sure if House is in his right mind, or if he's actually celebrating the way he should, or acting the way we would all like to act after a breakup. It will be difficult for the rest of the team to move forward. Masters is now aware that House is on Vicodin while he's treating patients. The House-Cuddy relationship, they still have to work together in the hospital, and that is going to, obviously in the episode, that presents some difficulties, and I think we can expect stormy weather. It doesn't look good.